Greetings everyone, it's David Michael. I'm doing something today that I've never done before. It's not something I've ever thought about doing. We're going to do a first look. I'm going to preface this all by saying there's a lot of people who do first look videos, which is probably why I never really thought about doing one. And they do them a lot more professionally than I will ever do them. A lot of people have tripods and they film it a lot more professionally than I'm going to do this. But as you know, I'm a pretty lo-fi kind of guy, so we're gonna wing this and we're gonna do this. And an odd set of circumstances led me to think about doing this video. I've stated in my other videos where I work, so you'll kind of piece together where I work. In the early morning hours, I work in a section of the postal facility that I work in where all the vinyl comes into my city, and I get to see what people are buying provided it says it on the label. How lucky am I? So I know what you're buying in my city. Lo and behold, at about 3 in the morning a parcel came by. I got to see it and it had my name on it, and I knew what it was immediately once I saw the address on it. And during my break I went onto YouTube and I wanted to see if anyone had done a first look, if someone had done an unboxing, a review. For a lot of people, it's an anticipated reissue that Music on Vinyl has done. And no one has done a video review, so I couldn't really, because I wasn't going to be able to get it in the mail for many, many hours later. I wasn't going to be able to listen to it, so I was kind of anxious to see what others had thought of it. So like I said, this is why I'm doing this video. It's an album that I have been wanting for a long, long time on vinyl, and I'm noticing I'm out of frame. I will try to fix that. The album is Fruupp, Future Legends. And right away, I'm going to cut away. We're going to do a first look. Like I said, keep in mind, it's not going to be as professional as some first looks, but I am not as professional as a lot of people. Then we're going to do a first look, and then we're going to cut back, and then I'm going to talk about the album. So I hope you enjoyed my first attempt at a first look, and we're going to come back after that, and we're going to talk about this album. Why I've been so anticipating this album, and a few other little bits and bobs about the album. So we're going to cut away now, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. This is the first look at Fruupp, Future Legends, the new reissue for Music on Vinyl. So to save time, I have already taken the bag off, as you can see here. And a lot of people who do first looks, they have tripods to hold cameras in place and to make it look a lot more professional. None of which I will do here today because I am not professional. But what I did do is I did wash my dining room table for you. Yeah? I know. Pretty cool. Anyways, like I said, new Music on Vinyl. Front cover. Now initially I was a bit off-put that Music on Vinyl included the BMG logo in the top corner. Usually Music on Vinyl is pretty good about maintaining the integrity of the artwork and the labels. They'll most times they'll have the original label design, and somewhere in there they'll put their own logo, but it still maintains the original artwork to a certain extent. Like I said, that was a bit off-putting because what I feel is that it takes away from the original artwork. Nitpicking, maybe a little bit, but to me this is such a beautiful album cover that I was kind of, not very happy about that. But apart from that, very high quality album cover, as Music on Vinyl is known for. So we're going to have a look. Like I said, this might be a little bit awkward because I'm not using tripods. Beautiful gatefold inside, and there is a Fruupp. So the gatefold, very beautifully done. You got some lyrics. You got lyrics is pretty much what you got inside. I've never actually seen an original copy, as a lot of you might know. Original copies go for a lot of money, and usually they can be found in Europe, not in my parts of northern Canada. But you know what? We have lots of Rush albums up here. I could show you Rush albums until you clicked off my channel. So anyways, there you go. I believe the BMG logo is on here because it was originally re-released by Sanctuary Records, which is a BMG company. And I know that, not because I'm some brainiac, but it says right there. But I did suspect that to start with. But having said that, and I'm going to stop obsessing about that little logo on the cover. Typical, really nice music on vinyl quality. And once again, to save time, I've already taken the record out. We'll have a look at that. But there is the back cover and the dreaded barcode. I mean, we're coming to a point right now that brick and mortar stores who use the UPC codes, they're becoming non-existent. So how about we just take those off, okay? Okay, I do understand the need for UPC codes. Once again, beautiful, beautiful artwork from Music on Vinyl, as always. Reproducing the original artwork. There you go. So this is the vinyl itself. A lot of times, I'm sorry, like I said, I'm not using tripods. So a lot of times Music on Vinyl will, you know what, now that I look at the label, it's not that bad. This is kind of usually what they do, is that they'll replicate the label and somewhere in there they'll throw in their own Music on Vinyl. But what I was going to say is a lot of times Music on Vinyl, they do a lot of limited colored pressings, numbered pressings. These are not numbered nor colored, which is not that big of a deal. I know a lot of people are really hung up on the colored vinyl aspect of reissues, the fact that a lot of times they're numbered. This one is not, which is fine because I've been wanting this album on vinyl for many, 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 many years, and I am just happy to have this. So instead of paying $100 for an copy to $200 plus for an excellent condition copy, I paid $24.99. So for that fact, I'm not going to pull the record out because it's just bog standard black vinyl, heavyweight vinyl as always with Music on Vinyl. And I'm going to go give this a spin right now. And that was your first look at Fruupp, Future Legends. I hope you enjoyed that for what it was. I want to talk a little bit about Fruupp and this album, and I want to talk a little bit about Music on Vinyl, which is the label that reissued this album. Firstly, this album was released in October 1973 on Dawn Records. I know that because I did my research. So I'm not being totally unprofessional on this one. I did my research. Fruupp were from Ireland, and they had achieved some success in the UK, opening for bands like King Crimson and Genesis and the like. The chances of finding this album in the wild, you'd have to have lightning strike. I gave up a long time ago. When I saw this on the release schedule for Music on Vinyl, I was very, very, very excited. So before I talk about Music on Vinyl, I just want to thank them for this reissue. So Fruupp, I believe they did about 5-6 albums. They had broken up in 1976. Like a lot of those bands did around that time, with the taste turning over to punk. There were some kind of elite progressive rock bands that kind of endured, like Yes and Genesis and King Crimson, and we know what bands. Fruupp disbanded in and around that time, 1976. There are people who do a first look and they do reviews. Their ears are a lot better than mine. Mine have suffered over the years, as well as being in the music retail business for decades. I used to book bands at a club in my city, in a very big club, for about a decade. Bands like the Buzzcocks and the Misfits and bands like that. And I had been to a lot of sound checks, and apart from that, I've been to hundreds of concerts on my own. So for me to talk about all the nuances of a vinyl pressing, you know what, I put it on, and I know what sounds good and I know what sounds crap. I can't pick apart an album and tell you about its mid-range. That's kind of the area that my ears are kind of, you know. But you know, I could, like I said, I can tell a good pressing from a bad pressing. So I'm actually playing this right now. This is the second time I'm playing this through. The first time, I wanted to make sure the experience was correct, and I set up my speakers properly, positioned myself, because I wanted that first experience to be what I always wanted it to be, and it was. The pressing, music on vinyl, they don't always disclose the source material from which they're pressing the vinyl, which is fine. There are people who are really hung up on that. I'm not one of them. There are vinyl forums on the internet, like the Steve Hoffman forums, things like that. I used to read, and it gets so convoluted. I have to stay away from those sites where the audiophiles go and they pick apart albums and they debate the best pressings and things like that. It boggles my mind, and it kind of muddles matters. I know everyone's ears are different, and I know it sounds good to my ears. This pressing, Fruupp Future Legends, it is incredible. Music on Vinyl is by far my favorite reissue label. I'll be really quick and tell you how I discovered music on vinyl. When I was owning my last record store, the Sony music rep for our city came in with a new catalog from a new reissue label called Music on Vinyl. And at that time, they had a a respectable list of reissues that they had already done. I knew they were from Holland, and the fact that Sony Music was kind of involved distributing their records gave them some weight if you were in that retail environment. And the thing that the antennas went up is that they had reissued Golden Earring albums. And I am a massive Golden Earring fan, as I've stated in some of my other videos. So to that extent, that's what piqued my curiosity. And of course, it was all dependent on the quality of the pressings. I had ordered the Golden Earring albums and a few others, and I'd give them test spins, and I found them to be of excellent quality. I'm not going to, I'm not trying to enter into a debate with everyone, or with anyone really, about what they think of music on vinyl. Like I said, everyone's different. Music on vinyl, their pressings to me are always top notch. Some are better than others, but they're never poor. Right to the quality of their album covers, they pay proper respect to the artwork, to the integrity of the album. They take their time. Whether the source material is a digital rip of analog tapes or whatever the source is, I think they do their due diligence, and when they do a reissue, they do it properly. So to that extent, music on vinyl, you've done it again. This is, for as long as I've been anticipating this album to be reissued on vinyl, you've met my expectations. I've gotten over that logo being on the front cover. I swear I've gotten over it. But it seems to be that music on vinyl, they always seem to be the ones that they do my reissue of that year. And we're in February 2017, and I might have peaked too early, like I tend to do. But I might have my reissue of the year in Fruupp Future Legends. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail about all the nuances of the sound. To my ears, it's a spectacular pressing. Orchestrated bits are well defined. They're wonderful. The crunchy guitar bits they're present, and they're right up front. And here I am picking it apart like an audiophile, which I am not. But I know this pressing sounds fantastic. So music on vinyl, thank you very much. If you look into here, a spectacular progressive rock album from that era. I extremely recommend this album. Of course, you have to be kind of, prone to like that genre to start with. And if you want to sample it online, if you want to roll the dice and do a blind buy, this is one of the more affordable music on vinyl reissues. Sometimes the reissues are on the higher end of that price scale, and sometimes they throw you a bone and they keep it a little bit, they keep the price a little bit low for the fans, and they did on this one. So to that extent, once again, thank you, Music on Vinyl, and I swear I am not endorsed or paid by them. As you can tell by the quality of my videos, if I was paid or endorsed, I would have much higher production values. So I highly recommend you investigate this album, and if you do, even if you hate it, I've done my job by doing this video. So there are people who do much better first look videos, like I was saying before, and if I ever do any more, they won't be, you'll never see me do a Pink Floyd reissue or stuff like that. There's people who do much better videos of those. If I do one, it's for the love of the music and of that band, or I find the pressing to be well above average. So like, I know I'm setting myself up for not a lot of views. These videos that if I do first looks, it's like I said, it's for the love of the album, it's for the passion of the band, and as far as the Music on Vinyl 2017 reissue of Fruupp Future Legends, it hits every spot for me, and hence why I'm doing this video. So I'm rambling now, but yeah, that's my first look video. If you've seen this and you've watched this, thank you very much. This has been David Michael from the vinyl community, and we'll see you again. Take care, everyone.